Hello, people of the internet.
We are the newest podcast, the Unoriginals. My name is Cheyenne.
And I'm Mandy.
This is our very first episode, so we thought that we could maybe do some icebreaker. So I think we both have lists of questions
Yep.
that we felt might be fun to ask each other.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start off with just like a really normal, simple questions. Easy one.
Just like throwing a light ball at me or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So the first questions that I'm gonna ask is, at which store would you like to max out your credit card? Not that
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like an easy questions, right? It's easy.
Oh, so easy. I mean, I don't know.
I don't even have a credit card. I don't
You don't even have a credit card.
I don't
Can you
even
even
want
answer
one.
this? More like, what would you if you had one?
Yeah, like I'm really nerdy, so I would go to like a board game store. I actually have a store in mind, but I'm not gonna say it out
I
as
mean,
an
you could like
advertisement.
you could give them like some like a shout out, like throw some.
Nah, not until they pay me for the
No,
advertisement.
not about that life.
Nah. And yeah, I would go
What
to a
would I
board game
do?
store and buy off the board games and card games that I really want. A lot.
Well, what would I do? What if I just like, I feel like I wouldn't be more of the type of person to like buy things online, like from Amazon and like use my credit card with that.
That's
But
a
like,
that's a really cheating answer. You
isn't there
can
like
buy everything on internet.
isn't there like an Amazon like store you could go to now?
Really?
Isn't that like a new thing?
I
That I
don't
don't know.
know. I'm really old school. I don't do online shopping that much, so I'm not sure.
I guess I would just do like Walmart or something. Like,
Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea.
yeah, like something where you can get a bunch of things. Like I could like that's a really boring answer though.
I would go grocery shopping to max out my
Oh,
credit card.
we're such boring people.
Oh well,
Why
okay.
are we like this?
Next
Why do we
question.
think making a podcast would be a good idea? We're so bored.
Next question.
What is the oldest thing in your refrigerator?
Oh shoot. Oh God. Well, good thing. I actually cleaned my fridge last week, so
Okay,
it's
so we're
not gonna
not
be
gonna
bad.
learn any like gross
But
things about you.
but like if I think back, like not now, but if I think back like, a long time ago, it's I throw out a pack of chicken breast that I bought last winter. Not last winter, like last year.
And it went bad and you just never used it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's in the fridge and I never like in the no, the freezer. It was in the freezer, so I'm like, nah, we will use that later. And then 12 months has passed and I still haven't used it and I threw it away last week.
Don't you hate that? Like I hate throwing things out. Like I'm such a cheap bitch, so like I hate wasting stuff.
Yeah, oh, you know what's gross though? Just yesterday, no, the day before, we got a new pack of chicken. It was on sale. And why is it on sale? It's because it's going bad really soon. It's going bad like the next day. So we cooked it up. It smells so bad. I nearly
Oh.
puked my guts out when I smell it. Like, bleh, like you know that kind of feeling. You smell it and you don't even want to put it in your mouth. So
Wait.
gross.
Did it not smell like before you started cooking it? You like cooked it and then it started smelling?
No, it was really bad already, and then I wash it, like I clean it, and then so it sound like it smells less bad. It's not
So
as
why did you
bad.
choose to start cooking it if it
Cause,
was like
cause it's like I don't want to waste food. I Google shit. I Google. I'm like, oh, what did I do when the chicken smelled bad? And they're like, oh, sometimes it smells really bad, but when you eat it, it's still okay. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try that. It's like, it's a lot of chicken. It's like 8 chicken breasts, and it's like a lot. I don't want to waste it.
I
But then,
feel like
but
that's
cook it.
not something you can trust Google with.
I don't know. I don't know. And then like my boyfriend, like he ate it. He ate it and he's like, "Oh, it's okay. Like it's fine." But I'm like, "No, I want to puke. Like, I'm not gonna throw up. I'm gonna die." I didn't eat it though. He ate it.
Did you get sick from it?
He said he didn't get sick. I didn't even try
Oh,
it.
you didn't even try it at all?
I didn't try it.
No.
It's so
No,
gross.
I wouldn't have
It
either.
smells so bad,
Here's the
but
thing too, like
gross.
I feel like I would be better off with like other types of food. Like if like there was mold on bread, I would like just cut it off and eat it.
I don't even
You
eat
don't
that.
you don't do that with meat. That's
Yeah,
just, you know what I mean?
yeah, and sometimes when like I don't know, when it smells bad, I throw it out, but it's so we just bought it. Like for example, we just bought it yesterday and we're cooking it today and it smells bad already. And so I'm like I don't want to waste it. I still want to see if it works. But no, it doesn't. That's why it's on fucking sale. It
Yeah, that's really
Ugh,
gross.
yeah,
So I have a confession to make in
go,
regards to this question.
go.
So, I, I'm a like my I live with my brother and my sister, and we both go to the same like we don't go to the same university, but like we live in the same city, so we're away from home. But like I went to one university that was there, and my brother went to the other university, and my sister went to the same one.
Yep.
And we've been here for like 2 years now, so we've been here for a while. And we have some things in the fridge that are from before we moved in.
Oh my God.
And
Oh,
like
oh
we
God.
didn't, it's still in there, and we didn't do, like, we didn't take it out, we didn't do anything, we
What's
haven't used
that?
it. Like, I forget everything that it was, but it's more than one thing. Like, we have like rice vinegar or something. Like,
Okay.
something like that, and like a bunch of condiments that were just like in like the shelf, like when you open
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fridge and there's the shelf. And I think we just like didn't want to do anything about it because like we didn't know how old it was or like what was like done to it or something. But then like I don't know why we didn't throw it out. Like I think at the same time we didn't want to waste it,
Yeah.
but
But
like we're
at the same
never
time, you're
gonna
not gonna
use
use
it,
it. Yeah,
but
well,
it's still there.
just throw it out. That's your job today. Just throw it out.
We had frozen stuff in the freezer too. Like I just remember now, like we had frozen bananas in the freezer.
How long has it been in there?
No, but it was from before we moved in.
Why are people leaving shit like that in the
Listen,
freezer?
listen, we moved in and there was a lot of things that were left behind. Like
They
not
didn't even
even
have
just like
time to
food
clean
stuff.
it.
I don't know, but like we were expecting there to be like nothing and we could just like move all our shit
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And there was like furniture, like the table was still there, the couch was still there,
Well, I
like there
don't
was a
mind
bunch of,
it being here, but
well, yeah, but there was like in the one room there was a bunch of boxes that was still there, like she still had a fan there,
they
and we
didn't
were
even. I
like,
feel like they just left in a sudden. Like they don't even have time to
oh
clean
my
shit.
gosh, what if they
What if
left
something
for a
happened?
reason?
Oh God, maybe you never know.
What if they were like spies
Yeah, you're
and they
thinking
had
too
to,
much. You're thinking too
what
much
if
in
they
this.
had to like leave? What if they murdered someone?
That would be a new unsolved series in that one. Where did my neighbor? Where did the previous tenant went? I
Go
actually
ahead.
remember, the oldest thing that actually was left on my fridge, the really gross one. Okay, so
Okay.
so in Christmas we cooked up a turkey, and then so we only had 3 people at that time. My brother was with us, so we cooked a turkey, but well, it's so obvious that we're not
How
gonna.
big was it? How big was the turkey?
It was the smallest turkey that we can find, but it's still pretty big. So we didn't finish it all. It's like a lot. And we put it in like a container and then we just shoved it in the fridge. and we're like, oh, we're gonna eat it later on, but then we never ended up eating it. So when we move, so think about it, it's kind of like half in a year past when we are about to move. We have to clean it out, and we just have to take it out like that because we completely forgot about the turkey in the fridge, a cooked one. So I didn't see what's inside, but my boyfriend did see what's inside. I only see the aftermath, and he was cleaning the container, and it still smells after I pour like shit ton of stuff in it. The fucking container still smells like shit, and we ended up throwing the whole thing out. So that's the
Why do you
grossest
just
thing.
not eat your food?
We forgot
That's
about
what I want
it.
to know.
We just forgot
You
about
you
it.
just cooked it and then just never ate it?
No, we ate it, but there's leftover. It's a huge fucking
Oh,
turkey, so that's why we didn't finish it.
that makes more sense, I suppose.
Yeah, like
So
you didn't eat, like we just didn't end up eating the leftovers. So
you did that with chicken and turkey. I think you just don't like birds.
yeah, I have a thing against birds. I don't like them, I guess.
They're kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie.
They're delicious. Okay, well, let's go to the next question. Have you ever had a poem or a song written about you, specifically about you?
Specifically, no. I don't I don't think anyone like cares enough about me to write a song.
That's sad. Well, okay, but I know that you're a writer, right, Cheyenne? So, have you ever written one, like a poem or like a love story or a love song for anyone?
Have I ever written a love song about anyone? No, and like thank God, because I feel like that would be like super embarrassing and that you would make me read it right now.
Yeah, I would. I would totally would.
But I have written a love poem,
Yeah, but not
but it
towards
wasn't
anyone.
about anyone. And the only reason why I did do it was because it was an assignment that I had to do for a class.
So you're forced to write something romantic.
And here's the thing, it gets even better. The recipient of the love poem, like who I was writing about, it was a marble.
Why do you feel so much love towards a marble?
That's a good question, but we had to basically write about how much we love this marble. We had to talk about its physical attributes and how much we liked its roundness and its color and
It sounds like your whole class just have a marble fetish in some sense.
oh, maybe our teacher had a marble fetish now that I think
Probably.
about it.
Like, oh, how smooth the surface is, the marble. Let's just touch it. Yeah, probably. Is it a thing, a marble fetish?
We had to write about marbles a lot in that class.
Yeah, now that you think about it, right? Like, your teacher probably had a thing for marble. Oh God. Can you
We had
picture that?
to we had to like set up like an action like scene with our marbles and then write out like the action scene like
Oh
as a
my
story.
God.
We had to write like from the perspective of a marble. We had to like try to like be the marble,
Why is it
get
always the
the marble's head.
freaking marble?
I don't know, like she really liked marbles, I guess. I mean, like marbles are pretty. I can kind of see it.
Yeah, but not. You've written a lot of shit about marbles. Okay, but if you have to like confess your love or something, would you ever go with like writing a love poem?
No, I don't really see myself confessing my love to anyone. I'm a scared ass bitch.
So you just
I
wait,
I'm a giant pussy. Like if anyone likes me, they're gonna have to like
make the
it's not
first
even
step.
yeah, like it doesn't even have to do with the fact that I'm a girl and like whatever.
You're
It
just
has to do with the
scared.
fact that me as a person, I'm a giant pussy.
Well, I guess same here. I would never actually go on to be the first one to say something. I hate making stuff awkward too. What if they're like, "Oh, I don't even see you as a friend," then you're like, "Oh God,
That
sucks."
opens me up for like so much like blackmail and like ridicule too. Like I'm gonna like let this guy have access to like this love song. Like I don't know. Like he could go take it
Oh,
and
he would
like
totally. If he doesn't like you back though, I feel like some people are jerks. They would just pass it to everyone to read it. So it's gonna be an embarrassing moment.
have you ever like gone had that moment where like in high school or something you were sure that if someone like would confess to you, like just you were so paranoid about it, you were sure that it would be like some sort of like terrible like joke. Have you ever had that feeling?
No, because no one in high school ever. Actually, like I feel like anyone that would actually confess to me in high school, so I never had that moment. But
You didn't like think about like what if scenarios?
no, I would shrug, like I would pretend that nothing had happened, because I would be that kind of person that if someone says, "Hey, I like you," then I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I hate you," and then I'll walk away. Like that's basically how I roll.
Why? Why would you do that?
I did that before. So like I'd be like, "Oh, hey, I want to be your friends." And I'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to be your friends." And I just walk away.
You're a mean person.
I am. I don't even know why I still have friends. But I never had that moment, but my friend did. My friend, she said it happened during university first year, and there's a guy that like confessed to her, and she's like talking to me like, "Oh, what if he's just lying. He's like a truth or dare situation. What if it's
Yeah,
just a
right?
dare?" And cuz she thinks that oh, the guy it's above her league. Like that's what she thinks. Like she was like, "Oh, I think the guy's too good. Like I don't think he's for real like he likes me." So and I'm like, how would this be a dare? How old are we? We're not like no one's gonna do these kind of dares anymore. It's stupid.
Okay, you act as though it would never happen. I'm sure it has happened many times.
Well, not in my friends group, so I never heard about it. It's only happened in movie, right? Like, does that even happen in real life?
Well, that's where I get all my information about life is, from
Movie,
movies.
rom-com, like that's where you get. Like, I don't know, that would be weird.
They're never wrong. Movies are right about everything.
Yeah, I know. Movies are just my Bible. But yeah, yeah, like I don't even think that that actually happens in real life. Does that happen in real life?
What is something from a movie that like just never happens in real life, but everyone like it's always in movies?
Love at first sight. That I think that's the one thing that would never happen in real life.
So you don't believe in love at first sight?
No, I think you just fall in love with the appearance, but it's not love. Like it's just you think that that person is attractive. I think that's what that is. Like, oh, she's hot, or like, oh, he's like fucking good looking. I think that's what happened with love at first sight. What do you know about that person to love, except for their
Yeah.
looks?
I
Like,
mean, what else could it be at that moment, like
yeah, it's just appearance,
other than physical attraction?
nothing. Or like, I guess I guess it would have to combine with other things though. That makes me think that love at first sight would be like true love. It's that maybe it's not really a first sight. Maybe you see the person talking or like being really kind to this little puppy and like how helping this puppy during the rain. So you're like, "Oh, I like that person." But then it's not like it's not a sight, like it's a scenario, let's say, that you witness something that happened.
And that's not really how it's portrayed in the movies
No.
either.
In movies, they're always like some girl walks out and then she smiles and then shining, everything's shining, and like, oh,
And
I love
it's in
her.
slow motion.
Yeah, and then her hair, like she flips her hair in slow mo, and I'm like, yep,
And
totally gonna
then
happen in real life.
the guy is just like frozen in spot staring at her and like I feel like people would like stare at him weirdly because he's just like staring like
Yeah,
do people stare at each other as
no,
much as they do in movies?
no, totally not. I would never do that. I would never let them catch me staring.
Yeah, that was like I can't handle that shit. That's way too awkward.
Yeah, what if you stare and then they look back and then they catch you staring? Awkward. So bad.
They would automatically think that you would like them, right? Like, but how many times have you stared at someone because of something like they have something on their face or something? Or they look weird in that moment and you're staring at them and they probably walk away like, "Oh yeah, she thinks I'm so cool." And
All the
like
time. Because I'm embarrassed to tell them. Like, I feel awkward to tell them, hey, dude, you have something on your fucking face. Like,
or
wipe
like
that.
yeah, or like really his shoelace is just undone
Yeah.
and you've been like staring at him for like 20 minutes and you didn't know how to tell him.
Yeah, like, oh, and then there's situations when you're not even actually staring, you're just daydreaming, and you just look at something for
Oh,
the whole time, and
yeah,
they catch you, and they're like, oh, you're staring at me, girl. Like, no.
that happens to me all the time. Like I always space out. I'm that person who spaces out a lot and then like I feel like people always think I'm staring at them even though I'm just like looking.
We're thinking about something else.
Yeah, and then like there's always that awkward moment where like you kind of like meet eyes with someone and you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm not staring at you." And you like immediately look away and you're like, "You know they think that you were staring at them."
yeah, and they're like, that's totally into me, like that person, and I'm like, no, no, not really. But yeah, movies are not right in any way. They never get the romance right.
You know what bothers me in a lot of movies? I've been watching a lot of like older like John Hughes movies lately
Yeah, I'm not a
because
big movie fan, so.
like my stepmom likes them and I was like over at my stepmom and my dad's place this weekend and they played 16 Candles and that other one.
I don't know any movies, so
You don't watch
I
movies.
wouldn't even know.
Okay, so cliques aren't really a thing. Or it's like super like exaggerated in movies.
Like what?
Like jocks and goths and like
Oh
nerds.
yeah. Oh, I understand. Like Mean Girls kind of thing, right?
Yeah, like that's not really like it's kind of a thing, but
But
like
not that
not
obvious.
really.
Okay, I'm thinking back because we went to the same high school and the same university. I'm thinking back in our high school though. They do kind of have a clique thing. Like we're the nerdy we're the nerdy group. We're the nerdy artist, right?
I mean, we don't have to tell the whole world that,
Yeah,
whoever's listening to this
whatever.
podcast.
Whatever. We're nerdy. We're good. We're
Maybe
fine.
they thought we were really cool, Mandy, and
Yeah,
you
we
ruined
were.
it.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's wipe that apart. Let's wipe that out. And then let's say it one more time. Okay, back in high school, we're the popular girls. We're the popular ones. We're the queen bees. Yeah, but like back in high school, I do think they have a clique like that though. The
Yeah, but it
the
wasn't like
popular
as
girl,
like
but it's not as obvious. Like they don't have the same makeup or
and we didn't have as many cliques either, I don't think. Like maybe it's
they have
different because we
big
went to a
groups.
small school.
Yeah, and we have to. Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking back because my high school, I went to other high school back back then. So I'm thinking about my high school. My high school is fucking huge.
You went to an
We
all-girls school, right?
Yeah, there's no cliques at all. Like it's just different group of friends, but you can't really tell. Except there's only always one popular group, so we just call them the popular ones, and then that's it. The other one is just, oh, she's like Sarah's friends, or that it's like, oh, Emily's friends. So that's it.
But that type of school has its own like portrayals in movies though.
Yeah, it's
That's
fake.
different from like
Yeah, I guess so. Our school is kind of different. Our school is just, I don't know, we're really, it's not like we're quiet, but we're like kind of old school, our school. Back in the all girls school that we had. We're kind of old school people. We don't dress fancy. We don't go to fancy places. Yeah. We're good students, I guess. We're
boring
good students.
students.
Yeah, we're kind of boring. But well, yeah, you are boring. We're from the
Yeah.
same group.
Yeah, cut
Yeah.
from the same cloth.
But I think at the same time though, it's just that we don't get a lot of we have really limited class like dress codes at our school too. Remember, like in high school we have to wear uniforms. So maybe that's why you don't see a lot of goth or like emo. I don't know if that would affect anything.
How would someone who is like a goth express themselves? How would that like come out if you had to wear a uniform? Would they
I
just have
don't
to go
know.
crazy with like the hair and the
The hair, the
accessories?
makeup, yeah.
Like even more than usual?
I think so. But I don't see anyone like that in our school. I just see I see popular and just normal students, kind of.
So it was like two big groups
Yeah, it's
basically
just,
instead of like a million small ones.
yeah, no. And we get along too with other groups. It's unlike in movies, how in movies they're like, oh, you don't get along with other cliques, but in real life it's kind of like you just have different friends, but then you can still talk and you can still be friends with people from the popular kind of side or like the artistic one or the musicians. We're still friends. I think I was kind of like I kind of talk to the popular kids sometimes. We just don't have a lot in common.
Yeah, I'm okay with being a nerd.
Yeah, I like being a nerd.
I don't mind it. It's pretty cool sometimes.
I think it's cool. I think it's cooler than being the popular ones. And I remember it. I don't know if it's you or someone else asked me that question. So how are they the popular ones? Because they don't even seems like they have a lot of friends, but for some reason I just think that they're the popular ones.
I didn't pay attention to anyone outside of our group of friends, to be
Really?
honest. Like,
Really?
I don't really know who else was friends with who outside of like who I was friends with, or like who was like the most popular people in the world, like
And
in regards
I
to
and
the
I
school.
was the transfer student and I know about their friends. How? How did that happen? I'm the
Um,
gossiper. I just love gossips.
when you're just a really oblivious person, that's kind of just how you live your life, I guess.
I just love gossip, so I try to get as much information as possible. Yeah, but I think I was friends with a lot of people at that time. I tried to make a lot of friends or like acquaintances, so maybe that's why I kind of just talk to them. Okay, we should go with another questions then. Is it my turn?
Um, was I the last person who asked something?
You asked
Yeah,
about
I
the
think so.
movies. Okay. I think this one is for you. If you could have any one superpower, which would you choose?
I knew you were gonna ask that
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, you have mind reading power.
Well, our listeners might not know this, but I am a huge comic book nerd, so
Hooray.
like hit me up with that comicness.
Meanwhile, I'm not.
Well,
I'm a manga fan. So,
like I am too. I have a lot of different interests. Like I'm multifaceted. What am I saying? I'm multi something.
you said faceted. I don't even know what you're trying to say.
Neither do I, to be honest. But what superhero power would I have?
Yep.
Um, well, obviously I've thought about this a lot over the years. Are we not gonna go with the classic like flight versus invisibility? Just like I get any superpower I want?
Well, I don't know. Maybe flight or invisibility. Which one?
I would do flight, like 100%, not even like a contest.
You don't even have to think. Why?
No.
Why? Why flight?
'Cause like I feel like a lot of people are would like think about it and choose invisibility because like that might be more useful in your everyday life. But flying's just like so much more fun.
Well,
Like can you imagine just
it's a
being
cool
able to
ability.
fly?
That just sounds cool, but I am gonna choose invisibility.
Yeah, of course you would.
I'm afraid of
You're no
height.
fun.
I'm afraid of height. Why am I gonna choose something that I'm gonna be afraid of?
You're really afraid of heights?
Yeah, I don't like I'm afraid of heights. I can't do heights and I feel dizzy when I'm in like a high ground. So no, no flight. No thank you.
Okay,
And
well,
flying's probably freaking tired if you think about it.
why?
Like, okay, like people in this superpower shit, they just like they just fly. I don't know how they even fly. Like, what thing do they use to fly? What muscles do they use? Do they use anything to fly, or they just like point their hands up and they start flying?
That's you don't have to ask that. Like, how are you gonna turn invisible?
No,
Like,
like
that
I
doesn't
don't.
matter.
No, but like I don't understand. Like, cause for birds you have to flap your wings, so that's like tired for me. Like I don't even want to fucking move. So, but if you fly, do you have to move anything, or you just like point your hands up and you can fly? Is
Well,
that what's gonna
humans
happen?
don't have wings, so I'm pretty sure we don't have to do that. So I think
But
it'll be a lot easier than what you're thinking.
but is it gonna be like a Birdman or something in comic books? Do they have someone called like Birdman and he flies with like wings? Do they have something like that?
They have someone called Angel, and he has wings. He's not called Birdman.
I don't know. I'm making up stuff. Birdman. That sounds like a good superhero. Birdman. Like Hawkman. Hawk guy.
They have a Hawkman too. They
Yeah.
have a Hawk Girl.
Yeah. Well, and like, I don't know, Robin. They should have
Robin
a
can't fly.
Robin. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not that I'm not that stupid. But yeah, like they should have like a penguin girl, not the penguin that we know as the villain. I'm not that bad at comics, but yeah, like I don't want to fly because I'm afraid of height. So I don't see why they would choose
I
something that I'd be afraid of.
I met someone who
Can fly?
was very confused. No, I met someone who was way worse than you at comics.
Yeah.
I met, to me, there's certain things that that are just like kind of like I thought everyone knew, even if they weren't into comics. But I met someone who didn't know that DC and Marvel were a thing.
I didn't
And
know
this
about
was
that before.
no, but this was recently though. This was with the movies and everything.
Yeah, that kind of ridiculous.
And then I met someone who got Catwoman and Wonder Woman mixed up.
It's like, how do you get those two mixed up? I never read any Batman's like comics or anything, but I think Catwoman is one of the most famous, like superhero. She's not a superhero, but like a really famous comic character, and Wonder Woman
Well,
as well. So it's really difficult to mix them up.
I was talking to someone and they were acting as though they were like huge comic fans. So, cause like to me, if you like comics, like I'm not gonna quiz you on it. Like I don't care. Like you like comics, you like comics. That's fine. That's good enough for me. But she was acting as though she was like this huge comic fan and like she knew so much and like all these things. And
Oh God.
she was talking about how like I forget what exactly the conversation was, but it ended up with her talking about how she didn't like Wonder Woman, and I was like, okay, why don't you like Wonder Woman? Fair enough. And she said it was because she kept changing sides,
And I'm like,
like
how?
like between like good and
Good and
evil, and
evil.
I was like, are you I don't I I don't think that's a thing that happens a lot. Like, what are you talking about? And I was absolutely getting her like mixed up with Catwoman.
Yeah, like I never read about Wonder Woman. I don't even know where she came from, but I thought she was always like I think she's always a good one, isn't it? She was a big three in DC.
Well, like obviously there's moments where like the Injustice series, like she's kind of evil in that like video game series, but like it became obvious that she was like not she didn't know what she was talking about, and I was talking to her and she was like arguing with me about it, and I'm like, no, you can't argue with me
Like,
about like,
get your facts right, girl.
yeah, if you don't know anything about a topic, like don't.
Don't
pretend that
start
you
an
do, you
argument.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's still like a fan of comics, like that's fine with me, but I mean, you don't have to like,
You
you know
don't
what I
have to
mean?
pretend to know everything about something that you like.
Yeah, and I think it was based off like an argument between but like we were questioning what was better, the Justice League and Marvel. And I think she was
Oh,
getting like those mixed up. Like she thought people, or no, like the Justice League and the Avengers. And I think she was like getting those mixed up too.
how do you get those mixed up? The one that
Like
appears
certain
on
characters.
movies or the one that didn't stare in the movies? Like, it's pretty obvious.
Well, it's not going to be like that for much longer. You know, they're going to make a Justice League movie and then they'll both be movies.
Yeah, no, but like in the Avengers movies, though, you're not never gonna see Batman in that one.
Oh, that's another thing. I really hope whoever, like, still know this person, so I'm kind of hoping they never listen to this and they
Yeah.
never find this because they'll know who I'm talking about. But
Awkward.
even worse, she got Batman and Superman mixed up.
How do you get those two mixed up?
She
How? I
she
don't
thought
get it.
that Batman was the one with superpowers, and she thought that Superman was the one who was like a billionaire.
But how do you get those two mixed up? Those two are the biggest. Like for me, those two are the biggest superhero ever in the history to me.
Yeah, it makes me question like my life, you know, and everything that I thought about life when people don't know these things.
And they argue to you like with you so passionately too. It's like they know it's true. And you're like, am I the one who gets
Oh
shit mixed
no.
up? And you're like,
Normally,
no.
normally I would second guess myself 100% because I'm such a freaking anxious little buttercup. But I know my shit when it comes to comics, and that was like so obvious. And I'm just like, and I'm like, normally I would let it go because like it doesn't matter that much. But like, don't be like, I had to correct her. I couldn't let it go.
Yeah, let it go. I should start singing. But yeah, like I don't get how that person could have mixed up those like you know how I'm not a comic fan at all, but when I grow up, when I was little, there's always the four superheroes that I know. It's Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. It's not like I know everything about them, but I kind of know their origin story except for Wonder Woman. I'm not even from the North America, so even when I was in like my own country, we've heard about it. So how is that person not heard about it? It's kind of weird to me that
I
they
don't
got those
know.
mixed up.
It made me question my whole entire life too. So now I like go forward and I assume that no one knows anything. Like my interests, I kind of just assume that no one else knows them. So if I meet someone who's like wearing a t-shirt of like something that I'm really into, but I think it like not a lot of people are into it, I'll like be like, "Whoa, you're wearing that t-shirt. I know what that is."
And the person would be like, "What? I just think the logo is pretty."
Disappointing.
Can you share a personal fact that no one would ever guess about you?
I think people, when they meet me, are really surprised at like the music tastes that I have.
What do you? Yeah, because I think if I think about you, I'm thinking if I met you for the first time, and you're like the quiet little girl there, and you seems nice and all that, and I would think you
Oh,
listen to
thanks.
just normal pop music or like country.
Really,
Country.
country?
I don't know. I
No
don't
offense to all our country music lovers out there.
country or like yeah, I think you just listen to normal pop song. That's
Oh,
what I
well,
would
that's
guess.
not wrong. Like I pretty much literally like everything. But in high school, people were really surprised to learn that I was like into like old school like rock music. Because like I do not look like the part, I guess, like Metallica, like AC/DC, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But that was stuff that my parents like listened to when I was a kid, so that's kind of like what I was like raised on. But I really like anything. So like when I would know,
Screamo.
like I mean I don't hate some screamo songs. I don't know. Like I'm sure there's screamo songs I would like.
Yeah, I heard some that I kind of like.
But no, one time in high school, I used to ride the bus, and there was a guy, and he was quizzing one of his friends about songs, like AC/DC songs. And I think he was like singing like some of the lyrics, and then like trying to see if he knew what song that was. And his friend did not know like any of them. And like I was so quiet in high school, so like I
Yeah.
never talked to anyone. And so like I would like I couldn't help myself. Like I would just speak up and be like, "Oh, it's this song." Blah, blah, blah. And he was like who is this quiet girl who's just randomly like knows all these like
ACDC
rock
song.
songs? And he said it was like very surprising to learn that I've been told that one more than once that I was like into rock songs like that.
People always ask like, "What's your favorite genre of music?" And I'm like, I listen to a lot of stuff. It's kind of hard to pinpoint. I like pop
Yeah,
song. I listen to some country. I don't even like. I listen to Carrie Underwood's song, so that's country.
me
I
too.
like her song,
I
and
love Carrie
I
Underwood.
like her songs. Those are good. And I listen to really old music. Like I listen to old like 70s or 80s songs. And at the same time, I listen to classical, and really like musical and opera. So I listen to everything.
Don't you have a favorite classical musician?
I do, but I don't know how to say his name.
Oh, so you're not gonna
So
say
I'm
it?
not gonna say it. But yeah, like I listen to a lot of different songs. So it's so
All
hard
right,
when people ask
listeners.
us.
People, guess who Mandy's favorite classical musician is.
Yeah, there's a lot. You're not gonna guess it, but he's a good looking one. That's why I like him. I really like
Okay,
that song.
maybe you can narrow it down
It's
by
a
saying that.
it's a dude, and he's supposed to be good looking. And I think he's good looking.
And I assume he has a complicated name, so it's not like Beethoven or anything.
That's complicated to me. Every name is complicated to me.
Is it Beethoven then?
No.
Okay.
No. Because their
That's
name
one.
their
I narrowed.
oh
I crossed
yeah,
one
thank
guy
you.
off the
Thanks.
list.
Thank you. Because their names, they're not English names. I don't know how to pronounce them. Like, how? I'd be like, oh, your name is, is, I don't know, whatever. And then they would be like, no, it's not how you pronounce it in French. And I'm like, I don't know French, sorry. And
Should you answer the question yourself now? What's something people would be surprised about for you?
no, because I don't think people would be surprised by anything that I did.
Oh, really?
Because
You're just.
I'm just a really, I don't know. I said a lot of shit in the past, but no one ever said like, "Oh, I'm surprised that you said this," or like you like this, or like you did this. No one said anything. I'm like, "Oh, I'm a huge gamer," and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're a huge gamer. Yeah, I can guess that." And I'm like, "Oh, I love manga," and they're like, "Oh yeah, I can guess that you like manga." So I don't even
Do you
know.
think people? Do you think people just say that because you're Asian?
But they are Asian too, so
Oh,
so it's not even like a thing.
I guess not.
And they're like, "Oh, you eat spicy food? Yeah, I love spicy food. Oh yeah, I can guess that. I'm not surprised. Like, what are you surprised?
You're
I
just an open book.
yeah. Oh no, one time though, when we were at karaoke, we're singing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm surprised that you actually sing pretty good." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Thanks." No shame. But yeah, that's the only time. That's
That's
not
kind of
even.
insulting. They think that you have a bad singing voice.
No, like they thought that I'm not gonna sing good, but then like I don't know. But it's not that hard to sing okay. It's just that they're really shitty singers, so that's why they think that singing it on key it's like good. But yeah, what do you think is a surprising fact? Maybe I should ask back. I should throw that back to you. Like, what do you
About
find?
you?
Yeah, like what do you found surprising after you actually we were friends?
Um,
It's hard. Like I don't have anything surprising.
yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like no matter something, I feel like if I tell people that I like classical, they'd be like, "Yeah, no surprise." Like I'm not. I don't think that's like a really surprising fact.
Well, I think I was kind of surprised about it.
Really?
Just 'cause like I kind of like this sounds really bad. I kind of think that no one actually likes classical music.
Oh, me and my boyfriend, we listen to classic music. We went to concert together. So we went to classical music concert.
Like not to say that I think classical music isn't good. Like I like classical music, but I just didn't think anyone would like be like, "Yeah, I'm a fan of classical music. I'm gonna buy CDs and go to a concert." And
A lot of people do that. Maybe not at our age. I've been no composer or like whatever. Like, but at the same time, I feel like because a lot of my friends back in high school, like not this high school, not the high school that we went to. Oh no, even that. Because they know that I play the piano, so it's not that surprising for them.
I mean, I don't know if that really means anything though.
Yeah,
Just because you
like,
play the piano, it doesn't mean you like classical
but like
music.
if you learn how to play piano, you start with classical. So it's not that surprising that if you said, "Oh, I like classical." But I think it's surprising if you play the piano. Like to me, it's surprising. If you play piano, you learn it for a long time, and then you tell me that, oh, I actually love screamo. Like for me, that's kind of surprising because I don't associate piano with screamo. But it's not
Um,
surprising in a bad way. It's just like, oh, okay, like you like screamo, good. I don't have any surprising facts. I'm just a
no, you're
boring
pretty
person.
open about yourself.
Yeah, I'm not like you. I don't have to hide anything. I don't even have to hide my music taste.
Soon the whole world's gonna know all my secrets.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a lot of terrible questions. So.
Oh, great. I assume that the next episode isn't just gonna be us asking each other questions the whole entire time, though.
No, we will have something to talk about, but this time it's kind of like this episode is kind of like a get to know us, and through those questions, I think our audiences know us better. Like they know that I'm a really open person and you're like not.
I don't know if that's what I want our audience to think about me.
I think the audiences know enough about us for now, because we don't want to just be an open book for the first time, right? And we don't want to tell them a lot of embarrassing stories, which I actually have a lot in my pocket
That'll
about
come later.
embarrassing things.
Give us any suggestions of things that you would like us to talk about or questions that you want us to answer.
Yeah. And if you don't have any, just come and say hi.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you next time.